Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to another moment of Private Transformation Minutes. This is Dala Alfonso, and I am broadcasting from Omaha, Nebraska, and it's Easter Sunday, and I just wanted to give a big shout out to those of you who are celebrating your Easter today. I hope that you're having a great weekend. All right, if you're just joining me right now, I want to encourage you to do something for me. Please go ahead, hit that share, invite button, and invite your friends to be a part of this broadcast, because today I'm discussing something very exciting. I am discussing how to overcome rejection. How to overcome rejection as part of our month-long series on developing a strong, positive mental attitude. Developing a strong, positive mental attitude. I see a few of you joining us. I see Alpha Shehu, I see Nike Debiri, I see Hakeem Bedlow, and it keeps going on and on. I'm just trying to quickly share today's broadcast with you and then get caught up spending some time with the family. All right. Now, so why is this topic so important? Because if you are driving or striving to be successful in anything in life, your attitude is a fundamental foundation that you must pay very close and critical attention to in order for you to succeed. And we've discussed about 19 different elements, and today we're looking at this important factor, which is rejection. What is rejection? Rejection is an emotional response to an external event. Rejection is how we translate or transcribe an event where something that we want to see happen gets refused. By definition, rejection is simply a denial or a refusal of an idea or a proposal. And the funny thing is that rejection a lot of times is something that prevents people from actually moving forward in life. It tends to shape their behavior from that point on. Rejection is such a devastating occurrence in the lives of so many people that they do not even realize that their behaviors in the future is a product of past rejection. So I want us to look at this subject very critically today in order for you to be able to become cognizant, in order for you to become aware, in order for you to become conscious of how rejection plays out in your life. Now, it doesn't matter who you are, where you are in life, or wherever it is that you're going, you will have had to encounter rejection at one time in your life or the other. It doesn't matter what your aspirations are. It doesn't matter how high you have attained in life. You will still encounter rejection at one point or the other in your future. So it is very, very important for you and I to become aware of this thing and understand exactly how we can be able to develop our minds to be effective in handling rejection. All right. So today I want to discuss with you 7 critical elements that you must pay attention to in order to overcome rejection. Number 1, it is important for you to recognize that rejection is an emotional response. If you've been following this series from the beginning, one of the things that you hear me say, particularly with regards to attitude, is that your attitude is often a response to events in your life. And that response will shape the outcome or the results or the rewards that you receive in life, be it positive or negative. So the first thing you have to do with regards to rejection is that you must understand that it is an emotional response. And the way our emotions work with regards to our experiences in life is that it takes every experience, and if there is strong enough of an emotion, what happens is that that emotion gets wrapped around that experience and it gets stored away in our minds as a memory. And whenever there is a need for any type of engagement in the future, any type of decision in our future, our mind goes to retrieve information from our memory bank, and then it plays back that emotion to determine if we should respond in a specific way or another. All right. So the first thing that is important is for you to recognize that that rejection is often ascribed or attributed to an emotion. That's the key thing you need to do. Number one, you have to recognize that. Number two, it is also very important for you to realize that rejection is proof that you are growing out of your comfort zone. You see, in order for you to feel a sense of rejection from an event, it simply means you have stretched in capacity. You have stepped out of somewhere that you're normally comfortable with, meaning you've done something which is not normal to you. You've done something that could have taken you to another level. This rejection could be as a result of you trying to get a financial loan for your business. It could be you trying to get along with specific people as peers. You may have written out a proposal for a project you want to do, or maybe an engagement that you might be interested in, or you might be even a marital proposal. Whatever it is, you have stepped out of your comfort zone. So that is a plus. So it is very important for you to recognize that rejection could also come as a result of you stepping out of your comfort zone, which is proof in itself that you are growing. So rejection is not necessarily a bad thing. Number three, you must also get to that point that rejection confirms that there is room for improvement. It simply means that there's a group of individuals that have not yet come to alignment with your thought process. It simply means that there are people out there that, yes, they do not agree with you, which means that there's a market available if you're a business person, or it simply means that your idea still has room for improvement. It doesn't mean that you should forget it. No. It doesn't mean that you should abandon it. That's not what I'm saying. It simply means that there is room for improvement, meaning that all facets, all dimensions of that idea has not been seen. That's why a lot of times you pitch an idea with someone, they tell you, oh, we don't like it, but they take it and they put a spin to it, and before you know it, you see your product in the market. That is in itself proof that you are onto something and there is room for improvement. Number four, never let rejection define you. I cannot overemphasize this. Never allow any rejection to define you. It simply means whoever it is that you're speaking to does not fully understand who you are. You are unique. Don't you ever forget that. You are unique in your design. You are unique in your experiences. You are unique in your thought processes. There is something about you that the entire universe has never experienced. Remember that. With every rejection, there is always room. Remember when I talked about the law of opposites? They may not see what you are seeing because you are unique. So it is very, very important for you to recognize that your distinction, your uniqueness is something that can trigger rejection. So never you give up and never you allow rejection to define who you are. Some of the greatest celebrities and accomplishers in our generation were people who experienced rejection one point or the other in their lives. Number five, it is very, very important for you to learn from every rejection. Whenever something goes wrong, ask yourself, what could I do differently? What did I miss? How can I change this to be able to become better? Never you get to that point where rejection in itself is just an experience. It must be something that you learn from so that you can become better in the future. Number six, learn to speak to yourself in affirmation. Why? Because if you recall, I started out by saying you must recognize that rejection is an emotional response to an external event, and you are the determinant of what happens to you after that rejection. So it is very critical for you to speak words of affirmation to yourself so that you can know that this does not define me. It's a matter of fact, look at that rejection and birth motivation from it so that in the future you will become stronger. It is very, very important for you to do that. Always speak to yourself. Always remind yourself about who you are, what you can do, that you are unique, you are distinct. This rejection must never define me. I am powerful, I am beautiful, I am smart. Learn to speak to yourself. And then number 7, it is very, very, very important for you to remember that rejection is critical to your growth. Rejection is an integral part of life. Rejection is a fundamental ingredient for success. You must be rejected in order for you to receive global acceptance. You must be rejected in order for you to become strong, powerful, resilient, and accepted. So once again, I want to say thank you so much for joining me for another moment of Private Transformation Minute. It is so critical for you to remember this key element. These 7 principles are very, very fundamental if you must become a success in life. You must remember that number 1, that rejection is an emotional response which is internal, which means that it is you responding to an external event. Number 2, you must also remember that it is proof that you're growing out of your comfort zone. Number 3, you must remember that it is a confirmation or validation that there is room for improvement. Number 4, you must never allow any type of rejection to define who you are. Number 5, it is important for you to learn from it. Number 6, do not forget to speak words of affirmation. Then number 7, remember that rejection is a part of the journey to success. So once again, thank you so much for joining me for yet another episode or session of Private Transformation Minutes. Today is day 20 of our 30-day journey. We're almost there. This is the 3rd marker that we are on our journey to developing a strong, positive mental attitude. So thank you once again for joining me. And please, if you haven't done so already, click the share button and share this video with your friends. I would also love to hear what you have to say. At the bottom of this screen, go ahead, place comments and let me know how this has been beneficial to you. I've been getting some tremendous testimonials from some of the series, some of the discussions we've had on this topic, and I am so curious and I'm so excited at the same time to hear how this episode has been beneficial to you. So once again, thank you so much for joining me for another moment of Private Transformation Minutes. This is Dala Alfonso, and I am signing out so that I can go join my family to celebrate this lovely Easter Sunday. I will see you again tomorrow on day 21 as we continue discussions on developing a strong, positive mental attitude.